what is the point of real estate agents? Why would you hire one? Why wouldn't you sell your house on your own? Why are they such greaseballs? And I'm not saying all agents are greaseballs. This is for entertainment only purposes. So if a realtor's watching this, don't freak out at me too much. I want to talk today about why you would use a real estate agent or some of the expectations you should have if you choose to use one. So let's just jump right on into it. And the first thing I want to talk about is if you're using a real estate agent, they should understand the purchase contract of their state really excessively well. For us, it's Utah, so this is specifically a presentation on the Utah real estate realtor, but it should be the same in almost every state. They should have an in depth knowledge of the real estate purchase contract that is typically sanctioned by the state, or the state saying this is the thing that we recommend you guys using. 100%. There's handshake deals or other real estate purchase contracts that you can use, but this one's one of the best ones for creating walls and boundaries and realistic expectations for the buyers and the sellers, and acknowledges almost every single thing about buying a house that it should. Acknowledges earnest money, tax identification number, how much your loan is going to be, what the expectations are for when things need to be completed, due diligence, financing, appraisal, and when it should close. And then also when the earnest money becomes non refundable to buyers according to certain points. And so let's say you make it so that half of the earnest money becomes non refundable after the due diligence. That can be written into this contract. There's also so many addendums that have already been written by lawyers specifically that it just makes the process much simpler. And a real estate agent should be able to guide you through all this paperwork really efficiently and help you understand it in a really simple way to be super clear. The second thing a real estate agent should be doing for you is that they should have an in depth understanding of the real estate market that they work in, whether they service a large area or small area or whatever and whatnot. There's some in depth knowledge that they should be able to explain to you on negotiation tactics. A perfect way to explain this would be in December of 2023. These stats are a little fresh, so they might change over the next couple of days, but it's a great example. I can tell you original list to sold value is 96%, meaning that sellers were listing their home about 4% higher than what the price actually sold for. And I can tell you that the median days on market is 40 days. And so if you're somebody who's looking at houses and you go look at a house that has 19 days on market, that's showing that that's less than the median days on market. And so they're probably less likely to want to be negotiated aggressively than somebody, let's say, with 52 days on market. You can all of a sudden see it's a little bit above what the median days on market is, but you're not quite getting to a crazy part yet. You can see it's $370,000, so that means that there's going to be a fair amount of buyers for that, which is also going to be totally different than a home that's been on the market for 105 days. Then immediately the questions would be, why aren't they selling? Is it because they're really sticky on their price? Is it because they're not communicating super well? Stuff like that. Just to keep in mind, this this listing 360 West was listed by Catherine Lobb with Homey. This 587 East 1900 North was listed by Becky. I'm not even going to try that with Get Moved Real Estate. And then lastly, this 1294 North was listed by Trish Thompson with Real Brokerage. So those are the first two things. They should have an in-depth understanding of the real estate purchase contract and help guide you through that process of being able to fill out a contract efficiently and make sure that your earnest money is safe. That's a huge big one. The second one is they should have a good understanding of what the current state of the market is and the negotiation strategy that would be most advisable on that. So on this 105-day on market, you really could try to put in an offer, even if it's a slightly low offer, and then have them say no or have them counter, but walk away and see how they're doing, 10, 20, 30 days in the future. I can tell you that if it's 105 days on the market, with the median days on market being 40 and the list price being 740, you got to have an assumption that it's either the list price is too high or there's something else going on with the house that I'd have to do more research into. So that's a good definition of the first two big things you should have really high expectations for. And then the third one is they really should just make the real estate process simpler. They should be trying to handle as much as they possibly can. Picking up your earnest money for you and trying to hand it off if possible. Having connections for really good home inspectors. So once again, there's going to be a whole bunch of discussion on the correct way to handle home inspectors. Some agents don't tell you to use any of them because they don't want to be liable if there's something wrong at the house. Some agent says you need to choose three, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. They should have some kind of a process for helping you get through the inspection due diligence process. And really, they should have some form of connections on good contractors to help you go through the due diligence process or understand the costs of getting those problems fixed. A huge thing the real estate agent should be able to do is not only go through the process of buying a house, but understand the nuanced pieces of it and help you solve some of those problems. You've got a sewer main line that's got a bunch of tree roots in it. Is that going to be, you just need to go in and drill through it and clear out all those tree roots? Or does that line need to be replaced? And what do those costs look like? And how do we get that done before you get through the due diligence of your contract? Or do you need to extend your due diligence? I'm not, this is not overly complicated stuff, but it's having somebody in your corner to help you handle all of this. The goal would be that they get that 2 to 3% value that it costs to use them as an agent. And so if you're using me as an agent and we go and look at 1294 North, 150 East, the BAC, or the buyer's acquisition something, the amount of money that I would make on it is 2.5%. And so if we're calculating that number out, and let's say you guys buy it for, so let's say you buy it for $700,000 times 0.025%. So that means that my brokerage is going to take in $17,500. Times that by 0.8, $14,000 is the amount of money that goes into my bank account. Naturally, I'm going to lose a bunch of money to taxes and there's a bunch of just business costs of running a business, but you should regardless have expectations that I bring $17,500 of abilities to the table, whether that's providing contractors that save you a couple of grand or negotiating aggressively to make it so that you get $10,000 less than if you're negotiating by yourself. All of those things pile together. But let's just start with those three things today. You should really be focused on an agent that can explain to you the real estate purchase contract efficiently, that can explain the negotiation strategy or the current state of the market in general in a way that they understand the stats because they look at them, And then 3, they should make the process as smooth as possible for you. You're super busy going and working a job or raising your children. It's their job to make your life a little bit easier for this process. As a tiny little bonus or thing to blabber about just in general, it is you who are the boss. And so you decide how aggressively you want to negotiate. I have people all the time that I'm too aggressive a negotiator and they ask for less than what I recommend. Have that all the time. And so that's okay. You are the boss and your expectations are the ones that should be lived up to. But that's all we got for you. I hope that you're doing well. Comment down below, what are your expectations for a real estate agent, for what they should be doing? Other than that, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. And, I will say real quick, give this video a like if you would. Big old like down below would be super helpful. But thanks for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.